So, yes, I've got music in the background. I don't give a shit anymore. Let's just get on with it. Oh god, please tell me this is the right way up. Please tell me. Anyway, so we have 3 cards that are actually being updated. Technically 4, but the 4th is Ladika's token card. So let's go through the changes right now. So first off, one of the changes is Ladika. It used to be 2 fairies in your hand to deal 4 damage to an enemy follower, which was kind of eh. In fact, it's actually really eh. But now, she deals 2 damage to an enemy follower, but if you only have 1 fairy in your hand, you then do 2 damage to all enemy followers. So, if you have 1 fairy, she does 4 damage to 1 follower and 2 to everything else, which is pretty neat. And since this current meta is really controlling like a lot of board space and Faerun's a thing, this card is actually pretty good. Send and Packing had its cost decreased to 3. Now, if I remember correctly, it's a card that removes all effects and then destroys it. So that's actually a really good effect against the Dreadlord, I believe it's what it's called. Like, you know, it can be a very good tech against Dreadlord. And yeah, I think it's okay. I don't know if you're going to be seeing a lot more Ladika, because Ladika's just that really specific niche card where its main use is kind of just removal of like high threats on the board. Next we have Saren, which initially I thought was a neat buff, being a 4play.35, and you know, which is amazing by the way. However, the problem is I realized that it now contests Alana to get drawn from Tortoise, which I am an Alana main in this current expansion. And let's just say I use Saren because she gets rid of the Golden Bell, the Golden Bell sport space that I have. And I usually run 2 Alana prayers. So what I usually do is I'd have 2 prayers on board, play Alana, play a Golden Bell, use Alana to, use Saren, to evolve, get rid of the Golden Bell, draw more cards, and I can play more cards behind it. And that's usually towards like the late game, obviously, and you'd be quite surprised how effective that is just to keep your hand refilled, because that's kind of one of the weaknesses with Alana Haven, is that its card draw is shit. So Saren really helped out, but unfortunately, now that it's kind of, in my opinion, been nerfed for being buffed, it's like, I won't be using it in Alana Haven anymore, but I guess its main archetype is supposed to be for, like, amulets and whatnot. And finally, we have Orcus for Portalcraft. So, Puppet Portal getting some love, but I still don't think Puppet Portal is going to be a thing. We'll have to find out later on. But yeah, that's basically it. A lot of people find it strange that, you know, there's no nerfs, and in my opinion, you don't really need to nerf anything. Like, the current meta is essentially, it revolves around the 2 neutral legendaries. You either run Faerun or you run Zelgenia. And if you run one, then either, like, if you're playing Faerun, you're trying to, overwhelm your opponent with a very strong board towards the mid game, while if you're playing Zelgenia, you're kind of stalling it out for the late game, which I'm a Zelgenia player, mind you, as a Havencraft, as Alana Haven, so, Ladika definitely kind of she's a really good, like, tech card that does a lot on the board as well, so I don't think that this is a problem. I just don't think it's still that impactful to make that big of a difference. Again, I don't really play Forest, and usually if I'm playing Forestcraft, you would go Terraformer anyway, and like, you just generally ignore the board when you play Terraformer. The Saren buff is kind of, it hurts me specifically. Like, it's a great buff, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a fan of it for my main deck. And the Orcus, it's cool for Portal Puppets, but I don't think, again, same thing, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. So, yeah, what do you guys think about these recent buffs? Are they good? Are they bad? Please let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.